Hello vlog family! I am here with Kristen and we are actually at a dog show. It's your first dog show too?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's both of our first dog show. It's a ton of fun. We just got through watching all of the different categories compete for like the best in their group, and we stepped outside because it's really cold inside, so we stepped out to warm up slightly, and then we're gonna go back in to watch the final best of show. So everything that you saw is just little snippets of what we've been looking at and all the different breeds that we've been watching and all of that so far, but Next up is finding out who the number 1 for today is. Just got back from the dog show. Kristen and I were both talking how there's certain advantages to seeing a dog show in person and also advantages in watching a dog show on the TV. And if you're watching it on the TV, you get the knowledge of the commentators that are talking and everything that they have to say, and they can explain what each breed is, and then they can also explain and walk you through what the judge is looking for. Maybe even explain why he chooses a certain breed over another. So there's those advantages, but then seeing a dog show in person, you don't have any of these cuts that happen on TV where they don't show all of the dogs on the sidelines getting ready. And you can watch everything all at once and see, yeah, the judge is looking at a Schnauzer on the table over there, but on this end of the rink, this other dog that is just finished getting judged is playing with its owner and jumping around, and the owner's giving it treats and stuff. So it's really cool to be able to see the full aspect of it, because I had thought that once you are in the rink, it is business the entire time. There is no messing around. That dog has to stand perfectly still, and that wasn't the case at all. They had the dog ready to go when it was about the dog's turn to be judged, and then while the dog was being judged. They kept it focused, they kept it stacked properly, which is how they stand, where they're all nice and their feet are all nice and straight and like apart. That's called stacking a dog. But then as soon as they got off the table and they did the little runny thing and the judge moved on to the next dog, they would go around to the back of the line and they would have the dog jump up on them. They would like love on them and be like, oh, good job, good job. And they might, certain breeds, they might grab a brush and start brushing them out a little bit more to make sure their hair is laying all nice, and it was very cool to see. So that was an awesome experience. Kristen is wanting to start showing one of Jenna, the little poodle that was in last week's video that we did the photo shoot for. So she wanted to go to a dog show, and this one happened to be just about an hour away from us, so we were able to go and see. We were able to watch some standard poodles get shown, which you saw, and then being able to see all of the other breeds as well was really cool. And it didn't take that long. I expected it to be like a really, really long time, having all of this stuff done in one day, but it only took a couple of hours, which was not nearly as bad as I thought it would be. But now I am home, and I am enjoying the air conditioning because it's an hour drive, and my car does not have air conditioning, so by the time I got home, I was hot. Dan and I are out doing our grocery shopping, and we've come into an Indian grocery store to get we had to get some more garam masala, and we're also looking for some ground ginger, but it's such a fun store to walk through. There's whole bay leaves too. Mm-hmm.
Chili powder, methi power.
But it smells so good.
Here's our ground ginger.
Hey! Even they're jumping on the organic train. I would be interested to try these. Magic Masala Lays.
Oh boy.
They also have American style cream and onion and Spanish tomato tango.
I don't know, the Magic Masala is really the only one that
Yeah, that one's tempting, and it's only $1.29.
I don't think it's worth it.
I would be willing to try that.
Okay. Naughty tomato. Oh boy.
Now we've stopped into Joann Fabrics I had to get some clear thread to experiment with, and now we're in the t-shirt aisle because they have a 3 for $9 sale, and we're picking up some t-shirts to use for a project that we want to do. Walking to go exercise, and I happened to look up at one of the apartment buildings, and it has a sign that says Mariah Drive, which It's significant to us because our niece's name is Mariah, but I just thought that was really cool because neither one of us had noticed that before.
If you're watching this, Mariah,
we love you. Just broke open this bag of the India's Magic masala chips, and they are something else. Have a very strong garam masala flavor to them, so that you cannot just chow these, you have to eat them slowly. And then after you kind of get over that intense flavor, then the spice hits you. And it's not that bad of a spice. If you're used to spice, it's like jalapeno level spice. It's not that bad. Alright, now Dan's gonna try one of them.
Yes, yes I am. There we go. Well, this might make its way into a commercial.
Who knows?
Good. Yeah.
I thought it was pretty garam masala-y, and then there's a really light spice at the end of it.
Mm-hmm. It only comes in at the very end. Interesting.
So what I've been working on for the past 2 hours, roughly 2 hours, is actually some Disney quilt designs. And I showed you in a couple vlogs ago. These were the ones I had shown you, well, these 4 were the ones I had showed you originally. And I've added Jacques since then because I've actually made a handful of more ones. I've played around with these as well. So you have Abu, Doug, Tweedledee, Tweedledum, Zazu, and Buzz. But then what I did was I went and I bought graph paper, and I'm actually working on making all of these a 2-scale, well, I don't know if it would, Dan, would it be that I'm making all of these 2-scale of what the quilt will be? Because it's not the same size, it's just, it's smaller, but it's, I would just have to multiply what would that be called?
Let's see here. It's, you could say reduced to scale, I believe.
Okay.
So that you have the squares represent like a mathematical equivalent.
Right.
To what you can see.
Right.
You know, over the whole, basically for
the
whole quilt.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay.
I'm sure Natalie could give us a better.
She probably could. She's probably, if she watches this, she's gonna be like, this is what you're trying to say. But so basically, each one of the little squares on here represents 2 square inches. So each square is 2 inches tall, 2 inches long. So, and what I'm doing is I'm going and actually then putting these designs on the graph paper, and well, I'll just show you the first one that I did. So the first one that I did was the Mickey Mouse. So this is basically what I'm working on. And so the Mickey Mouse now, when I go, like, this is what the quilt will look like when I make it. And I'm going to be using t-shirt material just because that's what I'm most familiar with, because I've been making t-shirt quilts for a while. And so I'm gonna just use like t-shirt material. Yeah, basically that's what I've been working on for the past 2 hours. I've actually been working on one of these for the past 2 hours, but like this one I have done, and it has the fun little border around the outside. And I have this Alice in Wonderland one that I made that I'm really not happy with the border. It makes it look too much like a construction zone, Dan had said. And I wasn't really sure of the background color, but I have, oh, another thing that I really like about this graph pad is that the front side of it is graph paper, but the back of each sheet is lined. So I'll have the picture, the final picture that I like, or like a draft of it, and then on the back I write everything that I want. So 1 square equals 2 square inches, and then this picture is ready for sewing. Like, this is the final product that I want to use. This is good to go. Dan got the cool idea to put her on like a card, because playing cards are a big deal in Alice in Wonderland. So we played around with this design, which I am much happier with, and it looks like Alice is placed on an Ace of Hearts. Then I made a Little Mermaid one that I would like to do, and this is the one that I was working on for the last like 2 hours. And it is 4 different characters, so it's not just one character. There's obviously it's Lady and the Tramp. I almost said Land Before Time.
Oh boy. Oh,
not Land
boy.
Before Time, but I might actually be tempted to make a Land Before Time one now. Now that I said that, I'm like, I would totally make a Littlefoot quilt. That might come in the future. But no, this is Lady and the Tramp. So you have Lady, Trusty, Jacques, and Tramp, and all of them will then be much smaller than, say, like the Mickey Mouse or the Ariel that you saw, but to have them all on there. And so this is kind of the final product. Like, it's not total because these are obviously not equal, like the squares that they're in are not the same size. So I have all the notes on the back of what I need to move, where I need to move it, and then I'll be ready to go. So, and then that's the last one that I have. I don't have any more drawn in there, but so these are some of the things that I'm working on, and what I'm thinking of doing with these quilts is making them, if they turn out well, I'm thinking of putting them on eBay and trying to essentially like auction them off to raise money for school, because Dan is getting ready to graduate in about a year's time with his master's degree, and in the fall we're hoping to go somewhere for PhD work, and school is not cheap, and we have been blessed this far to be going through school and all of this completely debt-free. We've not had to take out any loans. We've been able to pay for everything out of pocket, which is a huge blessing. But PhD work is very expensive, and we need to try to save as much money as we can to help keep us out of debt as much as possible. So that is my idea with these, is to try to make them and sell them on eBay to help raise money for school. And I might make 1 or 2 for friends as gifts, because I know that certain friends like certain Disney movies, and I know that it would be appreciated. But yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. Just wanted to show you that, and if you have any ideas or any Disney characters that you would especially like to see made into a quilt or made into this like little pixelated design, let me know in the comments for sure, because I am thoroughly enjoying making these, and I would love to have ideas of different characters to make, and especially if people are interested to see specific characters, I would love the challenge of turning that particular character into like a pixelated version. And that does it for another week for vlogs. I hope you enjoyed. It ended a little abruptly. I vlogged on Sunday and on Monday, and I haven't vlogged since, just because it's been so busy between work and getting other things done here. This upcoming week I am hopefully going to be vlogging more of getting some of those quilts done, so make sure to stick around and see that next week. If you have any ideas or any suggestions of things you want to see me do or whatever, just let me know in the comments below. Make sure if you enjoyed this video that you give it a thumbs up for all of those adorable dogs, and subscribe if you haven't already, because this channel will have lots of dogs in it on a fairly regular basis. So I will see all of you guys next week. Bye!